how are you and the team feeling about the fastest cuber in the world?
Yes, this is a very big deal to us. It's our Super Bowl like ×5.
So maybe, just maybe, if all eyes are on Yiheng and Timon, maybe that's Dylan's chance to...
I think he will actually have more pressure on himself to be the headline.
Why don't you start by just pretending that my chat doesn't know who you are? Why don't you introduce yourself and introduce who you are representing today?
Well, yeah. Hi, my name is Carter Williams. I am the founder and CEO of Clicky Studios, which is a live streaming company that also specializes in creating videos about cubing, speedcubing, and the amazing world that, you know, the speedcubing lives in. And yeah, I've been working really hard to create these live streams. We started a little under a year ago, and ever since then, the amount of support I've been getting is amazing. So I want to thank everyone who has supported the Clicky Studios, honestly. Will Clowler, Eric Sue, Ryan Shell, Will Vandergriff. I want to thank all four of them because I wouldn't be here without them.
Epic. So is that all the team that you're working with, those people that you mentioned, or who's on
that? That's the official team. We have other people working with us too. But in terms of, you know, the people that we have listed on our website, those are the 4.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you've got, obviously, you stream competitions. We're going to talk about that specifically in a second. But you also, like, tell us what else the YouTube channel is putting out as well, because it's not just competition streams, hey?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. We're sort of a variety channel in cubing, so sometimes I've been putting out some more shorts recently, but another project we're really proud of is No Comps on Mondays, which is a podcast. It originally was an audio podcast, but about a couple episodes we moved to the video format, which I think is more entertaining. We talk about a variety of things, and not only that, we also have the we have the live streams. We just sort of dive into whatever we're feeling like for the month. Like I always get with my team like saying, "Hey, what video do we want to make?" And the videos we make are the videos that me and the team come up with. So
yeah, nice. No Comps on Mondays. It's such a good title, by the way. Can I just give you full kudos on that? I love that. As soon as that popped up,
don't give me any. Give me give Will Clowler the full credits.
Will's taking credit for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. You can have a little golf round of applause for that one. I love that. That's a great one. So you made a video just recently, all about the young man, all about Yiheng. Hey, because he's in America right now, I believe.
To my knowledge, I think so.
I'm sure I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's Yiheng Wang in America for a bunch of competitions. Which ones are they? And you're streaming them all, is that right?
That is correct. So in terms of WCA competitions, we are streaming, I believe Yiheng is registered for 2 competitions in the United States. So on March 8th, we're going to be live streaming PB in Palisades Winter 2025. And then on Sunday, March 16th, we'll be live streaming Liberty Science Center Open B. Both have 3x3, obviously, and both have 2x2. So they have quite a lot of 2x2 too. I think there's 3 rounds at PB and Palisades and 2 rounds at LSC.
Yeah,
so,
and I think you mentioned in your video he's doing he's got 7 rounds of 3x3 in those 2 comps as well.
That is correct. I think it's closer to at least 6 because the competition with 4 rounds of 3x3, we need at least 100 people to compete, and right now the competitor limit is 110 people. So I just want to give a quick warning to if the 4 rounds don't happen, then that's why, because 100 people didn't compete, 10 people just decided not to compete in 3x3. So which would be a shame.
All right. So we need everyone to step up. If you're coming, you're coming. No matter how sick you are, you got to turn up. We need that to happen.
Maybe not that. Maybe not that. But
we don't recommend that. We cannot condone that kind of behavior. But okay, so if there's 100 people turn up at which one? At Palisades? Or
Palisades.
The Palisades, then 4 rounds of 3x3. Outstanding. So I'm going to talk about, there's another competition happening, of course, which is the Cubing Clash, which I'll talk to you about. We'll come back to and talk about in a second. But how are you all feeling? How are you and the team feeling about 2 comps in 2 weeks with the fastest cuber in the world there. How are you feel? Are you feeling a bit of pressure in the lead up to covering that stuff, or have you got kind of a plan? Are you approaching it in a different way?
Look, we've had the great honor of live streaming a lot of championships. We've live streamed state championships. We've live streamed regional championships. We've live streamed pretty much, I believe, in 3 regions, or it could be 4. I'm not sure about that number, but yes, this is a very big deal to us. I remember talking with the organizers of this event, and he told me that this is basically the Clicky Studios for us. It's our Super Bowl. And I said, no, it's our Super Bowl like times 5.
Yeah.
It is a step up. We're ready though. We are absolutely prepared. I got scheduled meetings to do. I got people to meet, things to do, things to record, and a lot of great content for you guys.
Yeah, cool. I can't wait to see what comes out of it. So how are you going to prioritize Yiheng? Because who else have you got? Who are the other big hammers at those competitions? I haven't had a look at the rosters yet.
All right, so most notably, on March 8th at the Palisades competition, we have 2 really, really skilled 3x3 solvers. We have, first, I want to mention Dylan Miller. He is, I'm pretty sure you know who Dylan is. He's appeared on the chat. I've seen that. Cuber from Louisiana. He's sort of the American walking into this competition. Like, because I want to explain that part a little bit later, but he's top 15 in the world, and he's such a talented cuber who's performed in incredible places at incredible times. But we also have, at that same competition, Timon Kolozinski. So that is the headline. It is going to be Timon versus Yiheng at a local competition in the middle of upstate New York. What more could you want, honestly? It's a lot of people are going to be talking about the battle between the two. I've been talking about the battle between the two, but I'm kind of interested in seeing how Dylan performs here. I know if he's watching this, hi Dylan, but I really want him to perform well because I don't know if people are going to be talking about him as much in terms of the lead up to this competition. And he's the I don't want to say the underdog, but he is third on the psych sheet, but that's against the world record holder in Timon. So I want to see how he performs, if he beats Timon or Yiheng in any of the rounds, or if he gets some really cool averages himself.
Well, that's a really interesting take, isn't it? Because I think Dylan, I think I've heard him say this before. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying this because he said it on stream, I think. But where people like Greiser, who we looked at earlier on, who like kind of thrives under pressure, Dylan, I think, is still, I don't think he loves pressure. So maybe, just maybe, if all eyes are on Yiheng and Timon, maybe that's Dylan's chance to just be like, get through and then maybe have a bit of that pressure off him, unless he loads it up on himself. But, that's, you see what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're talking about. I think that's going to be the headline, but I think he will actually have more pressure on himself to, if he's looking for it, to create the headline himself, to be the headline. That could be a possible outcome, but it all depends on what happens on that Saturday. And there's conditions you can't control, which I want to talk about later as well.
Yeah, true. So I'm just looking at the dates about how this lines up. So we've got PB and Palisades, March 8th, and then the day after is Cubing Clash. So
that's correct, yes.
That's gonna be wild to have those 2 different formats one day after another. So like, I was doing my silly little me 1 versus me 2 speedcubing earlier on. The winner, the winner was not the person who got the best average of 5. It completely changes the game, that knockout, right?
It does, yeah. It's a different format, I want to say, because when you have the best of 5, there's advantages and disadvantages to both, I want to say. But in terms of the best of 5 or the head-to-head format, it's sort of the idea where the individual solve is prioritized. So if one competitor does really well and you need to get that point, then you have to go all out. And it's go it's go far or go home basically for that one point. And when a competitor maybe doesn't do as well, you have less pressure. There's the solve can be they can be slower, it can be considered more of a safety. It's it creates unequal conditions, which at face value maybe doesn't sound as nice, but it sounds more exciting, at least to me.
It's going to be really, it's going to create its own story potentially. You know, we could have a winner at one, and we could have a different winner at another. Like that would be a pretty incredible one. And then of course the each of them can have their own stories within them as well, depending on how the results go throughout the competition. You know, it's going to be absolutely fascinating to watch. It's going to be a great weekend of cubing. How do you think you're going to balance? Obviously you're going to want to keep those top three on screen as much as you can. Hey, how are you going to balance getting footage of the other people in those rounds? Have you got much of a strategy about that, or are you gonna focus really hard on really prioritize those three, or the top five or whatever?
Hey, you know what? We have 110 competitors registered for PB and Palisades, and we have a large number for LSC too. It's split over 2 days, which we're live streaming both, but Yiheng's appearing on B. All of those competitors are extremely talented, and I think that if we could, each and every one of them deserves to have some sort of recognition. So what we want to do is, yes, the obvious story is the top three. We want to see Dylan solve. We want to see Yiheng solve. We want to see Timon solve. But what I really want out of all of this, if I wanted to have one thing, is to have all of that hype. There's going to be a lot of viewers watching, and I want them to see the potential and the amazing solvers in this community right here, the Mid-Atlantic community, because that's where we're based out of. I started doing competition live streams because I thought there was so much excitement and so much just great storylines. It doesn't have to be more so that like, oh, it's a sport, like who's going to win and who's going to do this. Sometimes it's just really charming to see like maybe the solver that really wants that sub 10 average get it at the def at solve 5. Those moments are something I think I really cherish a lot. So I want to have of course the big free storylines, but I want to pay it back to the local community. So we are thinking of ways to answer your question. We're thinking of ways to balance. From what I understand, Yiheng and Timon won't be in the same group of round one, but I think that's a little bit more logical in terms of crowd control, and that would be my personal recommendation, live stream or not. So yeah, and then spaced out we'll have the local cubers on stream. We'll have cameras. We have the PTZ camera that's rolling around. We'll have footage of pretty much everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nice. You've got the roaming camera as well?
Yes, we do.
Epic. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds great. Excited to see that. So another question. You're gonna try and bag an interview with Yiheng?
Yeah, actually I think it'd be nice to have one. Having those post game interviews. We do those sometimes, so it'd be really cool. I haven't looked into it too much, but that's something that's been in the back of my mind. So that'd be interesting if it happens.
I think my understanding is you would need his mum to translate, or you would need someone to translate, because I believe he's traveling with his mum. Hey.
Yeah, probably. We're looking for people to. Yeah, the language barrier. I only speak English. I know very little Mandarin, so we would probably need a translator, but we can work that out later. That's a Carter issue on March 8th, not a Carter issue.
That's in the sort out later pile. Amazing. So are you going to go to Cuban Clash, by the way, just because you're in that sort of vague area of the world?
Okay, so I I think a valid reason why I wouldn't go. If I was not doing those 3 live streams back to back weekends, I would probably go. But hey, that Sunday is my pretty much my only rest day, because the Monday through Friday I got school, and I gotta clean up the Palisade stuff. I gotta do the content for that, and then I gotta do more content for LSC. So I kind of want to have that Sunday as my free day. But if you guys are in the area, if you're in the New York City area, you should go to Cube Clash. If you go on to cubicle.com, it's pretty much on the front page. It's hard to miss.
I'm very hyped for it. I love the idea, and I hope there's more of them. I love the idea of like exhibition matches. Like I love the idea of, it's almost like it reminds me of, I don't watch it anymore, but I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid, and it reminds me of, you know, people just like challenging people. Just like, come on then, like let's have an exhibition match. Let's do it. Let's make an event out of it. I think that's setting kind of a really exciting standard. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they are pretty cool. What I'm really hoping for the most, though, is that it exposes more of the non-Cuber audience, because I think there's somewhat of an untapped market there that, you know, the parents of the kids are gonna see, because most of the times parents, when they go to WCA competitions, they don't really pay attention to the solves too much. Maybe they're sitting in the back, but I think this is a spectacle that you have to keep your eyes on. If you're in the room or not.
That's a really valid point. I think you're absolutely right, because yeah, like consider little Timmy dragging his dad along to WCA competition. He's there hanging out all day. He's not necessarily loving it, not necessarily hating it either. But then, you know, he needs someone to take him to Cubing Clash, and you know, maybe mom or dad gets into it. Maybe mom or dad gets all wrapped up in the hype and are like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I get it now. Maybe they're more inclined to listen to Timmy about the things that he's talking about in terms of cubing and stuff like that. And then maybe if there's another event like that, they're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's go along to that. That would be really exciting to see. Who would you? I tell you what. Here's this is on the fly. Okay, so who would you want to see an exhibition match between? Who do you think you would want to see another Cuban clash between?
Hard one. Ooh, wow.
What about?
I'm gonna go.
No, you go.
Okay, no. Here's the thing. So, I know some people when they ask these sort of questions, they ask like current cubers or like cubers from the past, maybe like a little bit in the past, because I have an interesting answer here.
Sure.
I'm assuming we can go with any cuber here. So
yeah, do it.
I want to see. Okay. Maybe I don't love this answer as much, but the magnitude of Felix in his prime,
okay,
versus Yiheng now.
Oh dang.
I think that would be a incredible matchup.
So like 2018 Felix?
If 2018 Felix was at the level that he is at, the level he was at there now, versus Yiheng.
With 2025 hardware versus Yiheng.
Yeah, that would, yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be a pretty good matchup, actually. I would take that. I'd love to see Miller, Dylan Miller, like Miller versus Greiser. I feel like that could be fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Yeah. Luke is obviously a very talented keeper. Dylan has had the opportunity to be in a Clicky Studios video, which I'm eternally grateful for. So, yeah, both would be amazing people to get on a Cube Clash.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where that format goes in the future. It's going to be a lot of fun. I should probably let you go. Thank you so much for coming on. Unless there's anything else you want to add or anything else you want to plug before you go.
I'll plug this. If you guys are just tuning in, or if you're just watching, make sure to go subscribe to Clicky Studios. It's in the title below. Make sure to keep watching the stream. But if you open it in a new tab, you'll see Clicky Studios. Make sure to subscribe to that. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. That's our big milestone next. If you want to watch the live stream, well, go March 8th we're gonna start bright and early for Americans at around 8. I think it's like 8:30 a.m. First round is free by free, so you really don't want to miss it. It's gonna be all day on March 8th. PB and Palisades with Yiheng, Timon, and Dylan, and then on Sunday, March 16th, we'll be having the Yiheng compete in Liberty Science Center B with 3 rounds of free by free, 2 rounds of 2x2, and that will be all day as well, ending at around 4:30. So make sure you stick around. Thank you, Mike, so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no worries. The YouTube link is pinned in the chat, so go and subscribe to Clicky. 958, 1K today. We can do that. 1K today, surely.
Oh yeah.
Go and subscribe, everyone. Thank you so much, Carter. I'm going to do what happens to all of my guests now, which is I'm basically going to hang up on you, and I'll carry on with the show as it is. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Carter from Clicky Studios there, everyone.